With that mountain out of the way, and now that we know that one of the big questions of the game is which side we're going to take in the crusade against the Wall of the Faithless, we have to get to this second sort of question of Mask of the Betrayer, and it's sort of a more personal question, and it deals with this spirit army, which is right outside our gates here in Mulsantir. This is actually not as hard a battle as some. They kind of expect it to drag on, so as long as I can keep my shadows up, I should be plenty good. I will buff up and join you on the other side. Gan reminds you how to do this battle, which is essentially kill the army, wait for Oku to become weakened, and then go all out. The challenge of this fight, and why it's kind of problematic for me in this particular build, is that the enemies here like to spam Dispel Magic, powerful Dispel Magic at you.
Brave after all. Wood and stone would not have kept us from you. But it is good that the innocent are spared my army's rage. This can be ended quickly if you like. Present your neck. It will fit snugly between my teeth, and we all can return to our dreams.
How about no?
In your place, I would show my belly and let my allies be spared. You do not know what you are, not yet. If you did, you might ask me to kill you. Better that you never learn. Now we have spoken enough. I will live in a world that is free of you, or I will die and dream no more. Good. Talk is for sparrows and chattering apes. Tonight, you will lay in the Cavern of Runes, and there you will stay.
Okay. Now, I don't really have any of the super big area of effect spells. Unfortunately, this is where being a full-time spirit shaman would actually in some ways be better than being a wizard, in that having things like Storm of Vengeance helps a lot with this fight, because there are a lot of enemies and they're not very strong. The main problem, though, is that all these dryads over here will start casting Dispel Magic at me, and Greater Dispel, actually. And so, while they're doing that, all of my defensive spells are kind of in question. And unfortunately, it's hard to tell once you start recasting things whether or not you have it back up or not. So I'm assuming that I still have images up, but that's an assumption. And we'll start throwing around some spells. And again, my images are already down. Alright, I am going to... Unfortunately, Oku still sort of follows me after I cast Ethereal Eyes, even though he technically doesn't know where I am, and he can't attack me. He still follows. Alright, and now the army is going to go and maul my companions because I am hiding here. And, I'm not sure where that wall of fire came from, actually. Anyway, I'm going to cast a Spell Mantle just for the fun of it. Actually, I'm not going to cast that Spell Mantle, because I'm going to cast this Spell Mantle. Level 5 spells are my quicken, ice and mirror images, which are very important. I'm getting 5 XP for these enemies, so you can tell that they're not very strong enemies. The only real challenge to them is the sheer volume of enemies, which really goes through my images very quickly. Alright, now here's the fun thing. Once Oku starts really fighting you, he's a lot more dangerous than his companions. So, I am going to use a Vasculate just to get some damage in on him. You can see he starts with about 300 hit points. And again, they start spamming. Now, I killed off the first set of enemies, so the next set of enemies is showing up. And the next set of enemies includes more Dryads with fresh castings of Dispel Magic. So, I'm going to, once again, disappear from the battlefield. And unfortunately, like I think I mentioned before, you will still make attacks of opportunity while Thero runs. And that can instantly be lethal if you don't have images up and stuff like that. Now you can see that their Oku unfortunately has healed somewhat. I'm going to use some of my scrolls I'm actually going to use a scroll of premonition. I can't cast this spell. I don't really use it very much, and so I didn't bother to learn it myself. But I did bother to pick it up from scrolls. There are a couple of scrolls of it that I've run into. Explicitly from the standpoint, there's sometimes when it is useful where I expect that mirror image will go down. And I guess he resisted it. Now, Greater Missile Storm is pretty useless in this fight because I can't get Oku alone. He always is all of his companions. Unfortunately, I'm starting to run out of spells. Well, we'll see how this goes. I'm not not completely convinced I can win this, actually, but we'll see what I can do. I guess I could try and forceful hand Oku, but let's see how much damage I can do with fire. Unfortunately, he still has some damage immunity. And I'm gonna make sure I cast this as a quicken spell. Unfortunately, he's also healing at the same time. So I need to actually not just do damage, I need to do consistent damage and real damage. And that got him.
Hurry, little buddy. Take a blade and tear out my throat.
Well, we didn't really, want to kill him in the first place. He was just trying to kill us. I don't know.
No, you must finish me. Do it fast before...
Well, we've seen this before.
This is the same as what happened in the barrow, when you consumed the spirit wolf.
What is that? It felt like a backlash, a whip across my mind.
Stop this attack. Whatever you're doing, you're feeding on his spirit, siphoning it.
The presence inside you, it wakes. Emptiness, hunger. Forgive me. I tried to stop you.
Now, this is probably the biggest decision of the game, one of the biggest decisions, because it changes how a lot of future things work. Since this is a good playthrough, I'm not going to eat Oku. He's going to become a companion. From just, a Munchkin standpoint, eat Oku. He's useless.
Did you just rein in an attack? I felt your hunger, felt it ripple through the spirits, then felt it become chained, caged.
You spared me, little one. Once before, a spirit eater spared my life. I remember a lake of groaning ice, a man standing over me in triumph, and a hunger withheld in mercy.
And we'll ask him if he remembers anything
I
else.
swore an oath, little one, to serve the spirit eater who spared my life long ago, and help him end his curse. A simple oath, but I must have failed. Your curse was the proof of my shame. So now, I swear the same to you.
Well, yeah. Well, why not? We'll accept his oath.
I can only travel with you if one of these others stays behind.
We'll get rid of Sophia. I know how to get her influence to 100 just from here, so I'm not going to worry about it.
If you're sure, I'll find my way back to the Vale and wait for you there.
Good. We will end this curse, flesh and fur together. Until my vow is kept, these beasts will have no king. No one worthy of the name. Let them go back to my barrow and dream.
Old King Bear deigns to travel with us? Oh, we are honored indeed. I am already here, but one more legend will make pleasant company.
Do not make me regret sparing you during our battle, Hag Spawn.
Now, Old King Bear. Let us show respect for our cursed and strikingly beautiful ally. She is a spirit eater, apparently, which bodes ill events to come. For spirit eaters must feed, or they die. But we can discuss this elsewhere, preferably with someone more knowledgeable than us. The witches, perhaps. And, the peasants gathering at the gate may have seen the spirit eaters awakening, which means that a wave of superstition-spurred fear is not far behind.
Anyway, this is our spirit energy bar. We'll talk about that in the next episode. For now, it's time to be a spirit eater. And this is really the end of Chapter 1.